Now.
Boom. Yes, we are recording right now. What is up, Brian?
What's up?
Welcome to episode 3 of Ice Cream Hour.
Episode 3?
Episode 3, yeah. Haven't even. One of them's coming out this Thursday, and they'll be coming out every Thursday. So,
Awesome. So I did actually bring ice cream, but so my mom, I guess she didn't buy like the regular carton of ice cream that she normally buys. So there was none of that. So I just have like a couple cones right here. So that's what I'm going to be doing for my ice cream.
dude, it's perfect. I've been making a lot of these videos, and I'm tired of like shoveling sugar into my face every second. So I had a coupon, and I got like this low calorie enlightened
Oh,
for
nice.
like $1.99 or something. So,
$1.99. Very
no,
nice.
super cheap.
Yeah.
So what's going on? How's poker? Let me hear it.
Um, yeah, poker's going well. I mean, so I guess recently, I mean, you know about the World Series of Poker in July that I was playing in, right?
I do. Do you wanna tell the viewer?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I guess do you want me to start from like last year when I officially went professional, or like where do you want me to, I guess, start with?
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, everyone, we have a professional poker player on here who is also a Boston Marathon qualifier. So
Qualifier, yep.
yeah, let's go, Ryan. Let's hear it, man. I literally have a list. I have a whiteboard right now, and I have
Okay.
like 10 things I want to ask you, but we'll have to carry that over into
Oh, wait.
another episode.
Okay. Sounds good. I just let me know where you want me to start because like there's different parts of my poker journey, I guess. Like I don't know where you want me to begin, I guess.
So how did you actually? I don't know. I When did you first get interested in poker? Wasn't it at Rutgers, right? You started playing with some guys.
No, I mean that's not when I first started getting interest. Basically, I mean, really, when I first started getting interested was like all the way back in like third grade, because that was like right around like the poker boom. I don't know if you know Chris Moneymaker, but that was like basically the poker boom. Like this guy, like basically like some like average Joe won like the main event, like the biggest tournament in poker, and it was like, oh, if this guy can win it, like anyone can win it. So like a lot of people started playing then. So I guess it was my dad who like got hooked, like him and my uncle, like they both like got hooked, I guess, from the moneymaker effect. And then like that was right around 2003, so like right when I was in third grade. So he taught me how to play, and like by then, I mean, I didn't really have anyone to play with. Like I mean, that's when I kind of learned how to play. But it was funny though, because I do remember when I was like in aftercare in third grade, I tried to play with like a couple friends I had made, and like we used like cups or stuff as chips and all this stuff. And like the counselors got like really mad, and like they told my dad about it, like oh they're gambling, like they shouldn't be doing this. And my dad was not mad at all. Like he was actually like super proud. He was like,
Nice.
he's like, oh, my son's finally cool, because like I was like really weird, like as a young kid. Like I was like, I mean, I was like the kid like who's like I knew all the state capitals in kindergarten. I was like reciting all that stuff. I was like writing books. I was reading. I was like a crazy, like so much nerdy. I
You knew the preamble of the Constitution, like
yeah. No, I was just like yeah, and I just knew all this shit. Like I just like I don't know. I was just like so nerd. And then like my dad was like, oh, he's finally cool. He's found like cool friends with poker. So that
yeah.
was good. And then basically, I wasn't playing that much for a while, and then I guess in high school, like right around like sophomore junior year is like when I started playing with my friends. Like I'd be the one who'd organize it. Like we had a group of like a consistent like 15 to 20 people, usually to get like 10 to 12 people on a night. And we would play like I remember my senior year we'd play like 2 3 times a week. Like the summers going into college and like first summer after college we were playing like 3 or 4 times a week. Like I was playing a lot with like my high school friends. And like I wasn't like I was definitely the best among my high school friends, but like I wasn't like good yet. Like I wasn't I mean I knew what I was doing, but not really to the like I mean I was definitely at that point, if I tried playing at a casino with what I knew then, like I wouldn't be a winning player. So like that was like my high school. And then in college I was looking for people in college, and it took me a while, and then finally I met my friend Tom. He was like the first like person I met who I was like, oh wow, this guy's like actually really good at poker. Like he's better than me. Like I actually met someone I know who's like good and stuff. And like so like when I met him, like my sophomore year, like I played in some home games, and then when I was 21, I was able to go to the casino. Like I'd do casino trips when I was 21. Like I remember my senior year, I didn't have class on a Monday, and I had
I
no
remember this.
I had no afternoon classes on Wednesday. So Tom and I would go to the casinos on like Monday afternoons, Wednesdays. Like we'd be going twice a week, which is great. Like go Wednesday, I'd still have time to like be able to like party like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like enjoy like my second semester senior year. So like that was definitely a lot of fun. And yes, I had that, and then I also had like various home games, like my dad's friends. Like I played in like these different home games. I played at this restaurant called Grillstone in my town. It was like a free poker tournament, and like they do like an all-you-can-eat sushi special. So
Oh,
like,
that's perfect. It's sushi and
yeah,
poker from Ryan.
basically the way it worked is like you would play for point, like they play and like it was a league. They kept track of like everyone's finishes and points, and like if you have enough points at the end, like you qualify for this tournament that would get you into like they basically you can qualify for a tournament that would get you if you win that tournament, then you get like free seats to like real big tournaments and stuff like that. But I could never do that because I wasn't 21 when I was playing. But I would play just for the experience because it was fun, like to get better, just to learn, and also like if you won the tournament, you get a free gift card. So I won that a few times and it would like pay for my all you can eat sushi.
Nice.
So like that was fun. Um, so yeah, that was basically that. And then when I moved to, I took a job right out of college, worked at Epic for a year. Knew pretty quickly I didn't like that job, but basically with poker, I found like a really good poker game, like with a lot of the employees that worked there. And like, that's how I like started to actually build a poker bankroll. Cause like before I never really had a bankroll. Like I would have money that I mean, cause like in college, like I didn't have a job or anything really like, or like if I had a summer job, like I would just spend that money like throughout this college semester, whatever. So this is the first time I actually had an income, and I was able to like take part of that income and use it for poker. And then as I was like playing that game, I was able to build my bankroll. And then like in the like around like December, January is when I discovered there was a casino in Milwaukee, like an hour away. And like I made some friends in Wisconsin. We would go to the casino, and like that's how I really started building my bankroll. Like I was just like playing there. I remember I took like a couple sick days, and I went to the casino on a couple sick days just to play. Like I just was like so sick of that job. So I was like playing there, and like that's how I built my bankroll. Like I went on a sick heater basically from I think it was like April to July. Like I went like on like a $20,000 like heater where I was just like I just like couldn't lose. Like it was like pretty sick. And like that really allowed me to build my bankroll. Like I had that money plus like the money I'd saved up from my job where like I knew like I wasn't going to be there after a year, and I was trying to decide like what am I going to do? Like am I going to basically am I going to get a new job? Am I going to stay in Wisconsin? Am I like I really had no idea. And then like I kind of had an epiphany. Like I mean it was always kind of in the back of my head poker. I kind of had like an epiphany. I remember it pretty clear like in June. Like I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to play poker. I remember I talked to you. I called you. I called like a bunch of my friends because I wanted to hear like their thoughts on it. I remember you were very supportive of it. So I knew like if I'm gonna tell my parents, like I have to tell my dad first because my mom is gonna like flip out. Like I'm gonna have to tell my dad and then like have him break it to my mom.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I called my dad. He wasn't thrilled at first. And then it took like a couple weeks before he like finally told my mom. And I remember like the conversation. I remember when she called me, I thought she was gonna freak out, and she was actually like, "All right, I guess." Because the way I presented it, like I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna do it for a year. Like we're gonna see what happens. Like if it doesn't work out, then I'm gonna try and get like a teaching degree, like do like some alternative program to get like a teaching degree and do that, and like maybe like be a math teacher where I can play poker on the side, like in the summers and stuff. And like that's still an option for me if like poker doesn't fizzle out, or if I get bored of poker and want to do something else down the road. But like basically, I presented in a way where it's like okay, and also like I was in Wisconsin, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna move to Philly, and I'm gonna be close by, and like that kind of sold them a little bit. So then I came back in September, and it was going pretty well. Like from September to March, I was like, it was pretty sick. I was just like going to the casino like 5 days a week, playing playing 2-5, just like playing from like 3 to like 12:31. I mean, it wouldn't be the same thing I mean, some weeks I would play like um only like 3 or 4 days. Other weeks I'd play like 6 days. Sometimes I'd have like a 12-hour session. Sometimes I'd have a 4 hour. Like it wasn't like the same thing every day, every week. So like the best part was just like the freedom. It was like just awesome, just being able to like do whatever I want whenever I want.
Mhm.
So that was great. And then unfortunately with COVID, like I had to come back home. I realized it didn't make sense for me to be living in Philly, paying rent if the casinos are going to be closed. So that's why I'm right here in my parents' basement doing this interview. um,
But what's the workaround with COVID? You said you've been doing some online stuff.
yeah. So in the beginning, I was like, all right, I need to just do online poker. So it was like worldseriespoder.com. I heard was pretty good. So actually in the beginning, like the first couple months, like the games were really good because I think what happened was a lot of like the live poker players, they were in the same predicament as me. It's like, oh, I can't play live. I got to play online. So like a lot of the bad players like started playing on these online sites and those games were really good. And then I noticed like around like May, like the games weren't as good anymore because a lot of these, like it just like all the regs were playing like all those really bad players, like it just disappeared. I guess they had gone broke or just gotten sick of playing, whatever. So like the games weren't that good, which was annoying because like I just what like I want to play in good games basically. Like better the game is, like the more bad players, the more profitable I'll be. So then I was really fortunate. So I used to play in that home game in Wisconsin, like the Epic home game. They went online, and because they went online, they were able to like they played on this like site, Poker Mavens or whatever, and like we would do Zoom through it. So like basically, like because they were online, like they were able to get me who lived in New Jersey to play. They got people who like moved to San Francisco to play. So I was playing in that, which was pretty good because like that's how I started building my bankroll when I was back in Wisconsin. So that was good. And then I told my friend who also worked at Epic, he moved to Seattle to work for Amazon, like doing like software development and stuff. I told him about the game because I was like, oh yeah, Epic, like because he used to play and he moved also. So I was like, oh, I wanted to give him a heads up he could play. And he was like, oh, thank you. And then he returned the favor to me, basically getting me into his home game with like a bunch of Amazon employees. And like that game has been just incredible. Like it's just been like, because these guys are just rich whales. They got so much money. They play like higher stakes. Like there's no rake or anything like that. Like my hourly rate in that game is higher than like at a casino.
What
So
does
like
that mean? How much you win per hour? Like almost like your opportunity cost?
yeah, I mean basically I just have an app on my phone that I just track every single session I do. I track like when I start playing, I just type in, and then when I stop playing, and like I type in like what I buy in for and what I cash out for, and it just tells me like it can keep track of like how I'm doing it each week, each month. Like there's a graph, like it's got everything, and it tells me basically my hourly rate. And like I compared it, like I basically like I've put in a little bit more hours in Amazon than I did at the casino, and like my hourly rate in the Amazon game is like almost like not quite double, but almost double that of like the casino, which is great. So like the only bad thing about that game is it's like a West Coast game, so it starts at like 10 p.m. So
Yeah.
like I don't like I mean I like to have a normal sleeping schedule. I don't like to be up past like 2. I mean that's not really normal, you know. I mean like a college sleeping schedule where like
Yeah, yeah.
I can sleep at like 1:32, like wake up at like 10. Like I think like that's like I don't want to be up till like 4 or 5 in the morning and then like waking up at like 12 or 1. Like I just hate that feel. Like it's just and like my family, still eat dinner with my family, and like we eat dinner at like 6 o'clock. It would just like screw everything up. Like if I wake up like at a normal time, like it's good. Like I put in like play from like 10 to 2, like put in like a solid 4 hours. I play whenever I'm home, I'll play. And like sometimes they have 2 tables running at the same time. So that's good. That's like if I play like 4 hours of 2 tables, that's really like putting in 8 hours for me. So
It's a good way to look at it.
yeah, so it's good. So like that's mostly what I've been doing. And then in July, like the World Series of Poker, like I still had my account. I decided to play in some of those bracelet tournaments because why not? Like I can afford it. And I used to have like a staking group me like back when I was in college. Like whenever I went to the casino, like I would play like 1-2, but I didn't have the bankroll to be able to like lose like 500-600 in a day back then. So I had to have people stake me. So I still had that group me. So I was like, oh, I want to play in these tournaments, but like they're like 500, 600, 1K buy-ins. Like I don't like if I want to play in like 10 or 12 of these, I don't really want to be like most of the time you're going to lose tournaments. Like I could easily have gone like 1 for 10 and been down like 4 or 5 grand or whatever from just playing these tournaments. So like I was like, all right, I kind of want to get staked in this. just to like lower my variance and stuff. So I asked people to stake me, and I did well. Like, I mean, I cashed in my first event. I ended up going 5 for 12 cashing. I had 2 really deep runs. One where the first one was like on a Sunday. I finished like 17th out of like 2,000 people.
Jeez.
It was like $500 buy-in. I placed 17th, and then I got like 6,700 back.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. And then because I had that big score, I was like, oh, maybe I'll play in this $2,000 buy-in event on Wednesday. Like, I was never planning on playing in this event because I was like, oh, that's too much, like $2,000. I don't. But because I won all that money, I was like, okay, I can probably afford to. But I was like, I don't really want to play unless I have at least like if at least $1,000 like backing. Like, I don't want to drop more than 1K on this. So I was like, I kind of like gauge interest like with that group and asked like some of my high school friends too if like they were interested in staking me. And like I did get a lot of interest, and basically like I got a little more interest than I wanted. Like basically I got staked for like 1350 or whatever. So I only had 650 myself, but like it was like, all right, I got all these people who want me to play. And I think because I did so well the like 3 nights earlier, like I had a lot more confidence. People had a lot more confidence in me and were willing to stake. So I played in that event, and like $2,000 buy-in, it was a tough field, and like I did really well. I ran really hot, and I ended up finishing 4th, which paid 91 grand. So like that was really sick. Just like it was pretty surreal having that like super deep run. And I just finished, like it was a whole process withdrawing the money. I just finished paying everyone out. Like I had to send some checks and do all this stuff. But like, I mean, I ended up getting about I had like 27.5% of myself. So I guess after like taxes and stuff, like it came out to like 17.5 grand, but then I got like 5 grand in tips from everyone. So and
Dude,
everything.
that's still awesome that like you enjoy it. Like
Oh, I love it.
you
Yeah.
talk so passionately about it.
Oh,
Like no one else can say that about their job.
yeah, no, I love it. It's great. It's awesome.
It's like when you ask someone like, "Oh, like what do you do?"
Hmm.
and they give you like the broad like, "Oh yeah, I work with like Google customers," or
Yeah,
I work with tech support," and it's just like, okay,
nothing
and
else.
like yeah, because like if they told us specifically, we wouldn't know what they were talking about because they'd be
Right.
like, specifically, I work with this little program with this team of people on Wednesdays, but on Thursdays we do a
No one.
con.
Yeah.
No one cares. You
No
play
one.
poker. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, I always get like I'm always reluctant. Like it's always funny. Like someone asks me like, "What do I do?" And I'm like, I always kind of like give them like, oh, I play poker, and like kind of give them like a little like smile. Like I don't know. I just like and like a lot of times like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. And like I'm like, oh, that's cool and stuff like that. And they always ask me the same question. I always get like, oh, can you count cards or like stuff like
Yeah.
that? Or like, do you count or like just like the same generic like questions. But I mean, I enjoy talking about it. Like I'm always down to answer any questions like anyone has about it.
It's funny because like when I told my mom that you were doing this, I thought like she was just gonna be like the regular like, oh it's a risk, like
Mhm.
Ryan's got like a degree in math, why would he do that? But she was just like, I could see him doing that because she's got like a family friend on Facebook who's a professional poker player. She's like, I feel like Brian would be really good at that, and I was like, yeah, he is. He's really really good at it.
Yeah. No, I do. I mean, I feel like I have like the right personality for it because like you really have to be like calm under pressure. Like you have to not let like things upset you. Like a lot of like poker is just like handling your emotions and stuff like that. It's like, I mean, you're gonna lose a lot. You're gonna have to deal with adversity, and I feel like I do a pretty good job with that.
So like the train.
What's up?
There's a train that goes by. I was gonna ask you. I remember we spoke about this before. How you said like you take time to kind of like study.
Hmm.
In what capacity do you study? Do you watch other players? Do you read blogs or
Oh,
posts? What? How is that?
yeah. I mean, well, so one thing I do is like, so I mean, I've subscribed to a couple things. I subscribe to site called Crush Live Poker and another site called Upswing. So I'm not a huge fan of Upswing just because like that one, it's not really geared to what I'm doing. That's like more towards online stuff. But like the Crush Live Poker, I found like it's like I found it was like just very useful for how to beat like the low stakes games that I'm playing. Just like basically explaining like different tendencies like players have. So like what I'll do with that is like when I was going to the casino, like I would basically like my routine, like I would like for studying, like I'd had a 30-minute drive to the casino. So every time on my drive, I would listen like this Crush Live Poker. They have like hundreds and hundreds of like call-in hands basically. Where I mean, I've called in a few hands to this guy like Bart Hansen. He's the guy who does it or whatever, the owner. Like you just basically call in and like for like 10-15 minutes, you just go through a hand that you played and like he basically talks through each decision you make and like critiques it and like gives you advice and all that stuff. So I just basically would listen to like 30 minutes every day. I would listen to that, and then usually I just watch a video like for about an hour or two, like before that, like before I went to the casino, like I would watch an hour video, just watching like poker and stuff. And like, there's other ways too. Like sometimes I watch like, there's like play and explain videos. Sometimes I just watch people play without the play and explain and just like kind of like watch and see what people do. I mean, I read articles, like sometimes I get email. I have like, I'm like, get a bunch of emails, poker emails and stuff. And like, whenever I get a poker email, I just like, I read the article, take like the interactive quiz and stuff like that.
Nice. How did
Yeah.
you so when did you kind of start incorporating that? Because you've been playing since you were like quite young. You said like third grade you were interested in it. Like when
Yeah. Well,
kind of
so
come to
when
that for you?
when I was really young, like I was never studying like in third grade. Like I was just like, I like playing. Like I would just play for fun. Like I knew the rules of the game, but I didn't really know any strategy. And then basically, I think when in in high school when I started playing with my friends, and like some of them started getting pretty good, and I realized like they were like pretty close to my skill level. I was like, I need to like I want to try and learn and get better. Like so, I mean, I would always watch like World Poker Tour was on TV, like Poker After Dark. I'd watch like just all these different episodes, like ESPN would have the World Series of Poker. So I just watched like poker like on my TV and like kind of learned through that. And then as I got more interested, I'd watch like YouTube videos and like sometimes there'd be some like there's sometimes people explaining stuff and I'd like watch those videos. I remember I'd go to Barnes and Noble too, and like I wouldn't actually buy the books, but like I would go for a couple hours and I would just like read the poker books and stuff like that.
I do
Did
the same thing with all like the magazines there.
Yeah.
I just
No,
sit there and I read them. I'm like, oh, I'm cool. I don't need to buy anything.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna buy it, but I was like, all right. Like, so basically, what I would do, like, so I had that. Remember that Grillstone free tournament I was talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, like, some part of my routine would like that game. It was like on Tuesday nights. I would play that. So, for like a couple hours before that tournament, I'd go to Barnes and Noble, read a couple books for a couple hours, and I'd read about different strategies and stuff, and I would like implement them, like kind of like learn about them, like through playing in that free tournament, which was useful because like some of those things I learned. I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, and like I kind of learned through trial and error in that free game. So like that was definitely very helpful for me, I think.
Yeah. So I guess aren't there different styles of poker? Like there's Texas Hold'em. There's
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, the only game I really play is No Limit Texas Hold'em, which means you get the two cards and there's like four different betting rounds, like before the flop, then the flop, which is the three cards, the turn, and then the river, right? So that's no limit, meaning you can bet whatever you want. You can just go all in, like
is there a
whenever.
minimum?
Yeah, the blind, the minimum is the big blind. That's the minimum you can bet.
Wait, what does that mean? The big blind?
So basically, the way it is, so like if you're at a poker table, right? Let's say like you have like 6 seats at the table, right? So you have like the dealer button. I don't know if you know what the dealer button is.
No, I've literally no. I've never played poker before.
So there's different positions. Right? Oh, I didn't even know you've never played. Okay.
Never
So
played.
you have chips and you have cards. So basically, it starts off, you have the dealer button, and dealer will deal one card to each player and then a second card to each player, like I guess clockwise, right? And then the player who's next to the dealer has to post a small blind. So like let's say like you start with 100 chips, the small blind will be like 1, right? And then the big blind will be 2. So that's basically like the minimum bet. Like, because otherwise people could just sit there as long as they want and not have to pay any blinds and whatever, and like they wouldn't lose it. And they could just sit and sit and sit. But the blinds kind of force the action, force people to play and stuff.
Okay.
So you have the one, yeah. So like you have to put. That's why it's called a blind. Like you put the $1, the $2 in blind before you actually see your cards. and then before the flop, basically the action starts with the player next to the big blind, and then everyone goes through a round of betting. So like someone can raise, like so you can raise to like $4, and then like the next player has the option to either fold or call, which is match the bet. Basically, like someone raises $5, they can call that $5, they can fold, or they can re-raise.
Okay.
Right. And then so let's say like someone raises 5, then another person makes it 15, and then like then everyone else has a decision. Oh, do I want to make it? Do I want to play for 15? And basically, once like the last player has made the decision of do I want to play the fifth match the 15 or fold, then all the chips go in the middle, and then the 3 cards come out, and then there's a new betting round.
Okay.
And then there's another betting round, and then after that betting round, another card is dealt, and then after that betting round, the last card is dealt, and then after that betting round, if there's still players in, then it goes to showdown, and then if you bet and like everyone folds, and you just win the pot. It's basically like the gist of like how, no limit Texas Hold'em works, I guess.
Is that the main one that you would like see on TV, like the World Series of
Yeah.
Poker?
Yes. Yeah, that's the most popular one. I mean, there's other games like Pot Limit Omaha, which is similar to Hold'em, but I mean, you get 4 cards instead of 2, and like you can only use 2 cards in your hand and 3 of the community cards on the board. There's like 7 card stud, or like every player gets dealt like 7 cards, but like 3 of them are face down and like 4 are face up and stuff like that. Like so, there's different, definitely a bunch of different games. But No Limit is a game like I'm definitely put the most time into it. Like, I mean, it is beneficial to learn the other games because like the players even worse in those games. But like it does take a lot of time to really like learn and like adjust and like really get good at those other games.
Have you ever dabbled in like I don't know, blackjack or any other card games?
I mean, I'll play like $5 or $10 blackjack at a casino just for fun, but like not like serious. I mean, I've been told I can probably count cards if I wanted to. Like like I'd be good at it, which I mean, I think I probably would be, but I don't know. I'd rather just play poker.
You're so what I remember because you said your dad's into it. Does he play as well or not? Not as much.
Yeah. So he plays all the time. So like I mean, he may be playing right now. I mean, he's watching something with my mom, but like usually like 10 o'clock, like he'll be playing on his PokerStar site. He only puts like $100 into his account, and he plays like 5 cent, 10 cent stakes and stuff. And he just plays for fun. But I mean, he's not a winning player. Like he makes the same mistakes all the time, and I try to
Okay.
tell him like Dad, like you don't do this. Like you make
Yeah.
this same mistake every time. Like I try to explain to him, and like it's just so hard to get through it. Like he won't listen. He's stubborn. He's just like so. But it's fun. Like I mean, we play tournaments together. Like there's like a local tournament that would run like every month for like a couple $100. Like we play in that. Another tournament with like some of his friends. Like I would play with him in that. So like he plays a lot.
So what I don't know what advice I guess would you have for someone who just wants to get involved with poker?
Like just like how to start or like how to.
Yeah, so I guess like we'll start small. So like let's just say for example you have the lay person like me who's never played. And I'm like, you know, I
Yeah.
like it's a good social thing. Like how do I get involved? Like what can I
Yeah.
do
So I
tonight?
mean, for you, so yeah, no, it's definitely a good social thing. So for you, I mean, the thing about poker is like it's a game that like takes like 10-15 minutes to really like just learn the basics, right? Just learning like how the betting works, the different type of hands, like basically what beats what. Like you have like the 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 of a kind, straight, flush, full house, like learning all like what all that stuff is, and like basically learning how to interpret like using like your 2 cards and like the board and like figuring out like all that stuff. Like learning just the basics doesn't take very long, and then like you gradually get to like the next steps, like learning about like position and pot odds and all that type. That's like a little bit more advanced, but like still pretty basic. But like I mean, I guess the advice I would have is I mean, I would definitely just learn just like the basics of like like just all the different hands and like how the betting works. Like you can probably read like a Wikipedia article or just like it really doesn't take that long to learn that. And then just get like a group of like friends basically playing. Like, I mean, if you get like a small group, like most people won't really know what they're doing. And there may be a couple people who like kind of know what they're doing, but like there's no one who's, I mean, probably who's like you, it takes a lot of time to really understand like the more advanced strategies and stuff. But
Yeah.
basically I would say, yeah, like you play in that game, like it's fun. Um, it's just like a fun game. Like it's just always fun. Like it's just always like the great thing about poker is like you can play it like so many different ways. Like there's so many different strategies, so many different ways to play the game. Um, it's just like great. Like anyone can like learn and just a lot of fun.
So I guess like what's the most like enticing thing for you about playing poker?
Um, like professionally.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I guess just like being my own boss is like what I really like about it. Just not having to answer to anyone. Like the freedom is like really great. And then I mean, I just love the game. Just like I enjoy it. Like I don't like, I used to like say like when I go walk into a casino, like that would be like the only thing more exciting than like walking to a casino to play poker for me was like waking up on a football Sunday.
Yeah.
And like, so now, I mean, it's not quite that feeling like that super excited feeling is kind of worn off because like I play it like all the time, but I still get really excited to play. So, it's just like the thrill of like winning a big hand is just always like, I still have that. Like, it's just like, I have fun. Like I enjoy doing, I like the social interaction when I'm able to play like live. Um, and then yeah, I mean, just the freedom is also it's just like so great. Like just being like, I mean, it's also cool. Like I would like to be like somewhat famous, like within the poker community. Like I think that would be kind of cool. Um, I mean, the money, like I'm not looking to get rich from playing poker. Like I'm not trying to be like people are saying, oh, you want all this money. Like they're like, oh, now you're going to be like a millionaire in like 5 years. I'm like, well, I don't think so. I mean, I would have to like really not that many people do that well in poker. Like I would be totally content like making like an average salary just playing poker and stuff like that. Like just because like I mean, yeah, I don't really value the money aspect of it. Like I would sacrifice like basically, I mean, I do that a little bit now. Like I sacrifice my win rate for just like a better overall life. Like I don't play past like 3 or 4 in the morning, right? But like the games are much better later at the night because like players just play worse later in the night. Like they may be drunk, they may be like when I was going to the casino, like I wasn't playing that much on like I would only pick between Friday and Saturday night. I wouldn't play both nights. I would only do one because I wanted to have like a social life and go out and stuff. But like Friday and Saturday nights are obviously the best nights to be playing poker. So like I would sacrifice like a little bit like of like how much I could like basically sacrifice my win rate for just like better overall life.
Yeah. So like you were saying that there's quite a bit of opportunity, right? As far as like I mean, obviously as a professional poker player, you play poker, but you could also like be a coach, and you could be sponsored and stuff like that. So what other opportunities are there for people who want to incorporate more poker and want to make more of a living off it?
Yeah, well, so right now what I'm doing, like it's great for me when I'm like 24. I don't have a family that I need to support right now. Like I'm single. Like I have like all the freedom. Like so like doing my like when I was doing before COVID, like doing my 3 to 12 p.m. grind at the casino, like Monday through Friday or whatever, like that works. Like that's totally fine for me. Like I still have the freedom basically. Like, oh, if I want to, like I could still have a social life and do all these fun things, right? But if I'm gonna have a family that I need to support, like I'm not gonna be able to have those hours. So like ideally in the future, I would like to get good enough where I could either like get involved with like get hired by like a poker training site and like do like poker training and coaching, or maybe even start like something on my own where like I get like just like clients and stuff like that and like just put like basically what I would hope like maybe like 5-10 years from now is like I have some type of like business or job within poker where I devote like 20 hours or so during the week to that, and I have like normal work hours like 10 to 2 or something during the week or whatever, and then like I play like 15 to 20 hours a week. something like that. I think that would be a good like balance, and like it would be just a good lifestyle. So I'm thinking like I definitely think that's something I could do down the road. I mean, I'm also considering maybe like starting like a poker vlog or doing like poker streams and maybe
Nice.
somewhat famous through that. But I have to like set up a bunch of things with like new cameras and new like I don't know how to edit videos, and I'd have to
Dude, well, I got you. I got
yeah.
you. We'll do it. This is the beginning right here.
Beginning, this will be cool. Yeah, this will be
This is because I mean, there's so much other stuff I want to touch upon that we're not gonna be able to get to tonight. But
sure.
this is like the perfect on like, how to become a professional poker player.
Yeah.
It's like this is the beginning.
I mean, really, I mean, I think the big thing, you really just need to have like the bankroll is important. Like I did get lucky like with my job, like having a nice paying job, and then also at the same time getting lucky in a sense that I had that heater where I was able to just build my bankroll. Like, because if I didn't have the bankroll, like I probably couldn't have taken this shot. Because like a lot of the big mistakes people that make is like they just like they don't know, they don't like they spend their money, or like they playing games that they shouldn't be playing, and they lose like a lot of money, and like then that's how they go broke. But I made sure like I was really just smart about it. Like that's really the biggest thing. Like if you want to be a professional poker player, really have a solid bankroll first. And like I think that's more important than like raw skill. Like obviously you need to have like the fundamentals and stuff, but like like I think the person is more you're more likely to succeed in poker if you have like the other aspects like down. Because like the thing is like it's hard for someone who is a bad money manager, his problems with tilt and stuff like those are tougher problems to solve than like just like skill, like lack of skill in poker. Like if I have like certain leaks in my poker game, like I can just study and improve and get better over time with those. Like I can fix those much easier than someone who has like the, I guess, off the table poker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite casino that you enjoy going to?
I mean, I would go to Parks a lot. Like, I mean, that one is close to home. I like that one a lot. Been to a couple in Vegas. I mean, I like the Borgata in AC. Like that one's nice. I'm excited to explore a bunch of new casinos once I'm able to.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're another day closer to that.
I know. We'll see. Hopefully, I mean, I'm expecting the worst, hoping for the best. Like, I mean, I'm just thankful I have that Amazon game to sustain me for now.
Yeah, and I don't know. When you get back in there, I feel like it would be like a new sense of like zest of like, oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I've been thinking about that day for a while, like that moment when I walk back into the casino for the first time. Like it's gonna be very, very exciting.
the Angels are gonna be singing.
What's that? Yeah, no, I'm very, very excited for that moment.
That's like when the gyms opened back up. I was like,
Yeah.
like it was my whole life was like,
No,
I was like, I'm finally back in the gym.
no, it's so nice. It's gonna be so sweet, but I'm gonna have to be patient. I mean, I've had thoughts. I've considered going to Vegas for a few months, like from November to February. I've thought about it. I mean, I brought it up to my parents. They're not thrilled about it, so it's I basically need to have like the right plan. I need to have like the perfect setup and stuff, like and like if things get worse with COVID, like it's probably not going to happen. But if it looks like things are going to get better by November, it could be an option.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So, all right. If anyone has never seen Breaking Bad, don't listen to this. But yo,
Okay, where were you? What episode? What episode?
So what just happened? So Hank is getting out of the hospital, and Jesse is dating the girl from the group whose little brother killed Combo.
Oh, Andrea, right?
I think that's what her name is. Yeah, and then like they go and they kill the two dudes who killed the kid, because remember they go to the boss and they're like, he's like, no more kids, and they kill the kid, and Walt goes and just like demolishes them with his car.
Yes, and he's like, and then he says to Jesse, like, run, right? And then it's just like,
Yeah, that was as far as we got. I was like,
oh,
my
so
God.
you have one or two more episodes in season 3.
I don't know, man.
Oh my
God,
God.
episode 13 or something.
Yeah,
And then
that's
my
oh,
roommate's like, "Oh my god, it's gonna get so much better." And that's
oh my
when
god. No, okay, all right. So yeah, this the season 3 finale. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that was one of my favorite episodes. You'll see. That's really good. And then I mean season 4 is unreal too. But yeah, so I think you just saw the episode. Like it was like, was Mike talking about like half measures and full measures and stuff like that?
yes,
Yeah. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, that. Oh my god.
I keep saying at the end of every episode, I'm like, dude, I have no idea where they're going with this.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it gets even like just crazier. Like, oh man, no. Oh, are you watching the next episode tonight?
Maybe I don't know. I hope so, but I
Uh,
love
This
it.
this this one's really good. This one's really good.
Yeah, I love it because it's just like, as we said, like the characterization is unreal.
Yeah, no, it's such a well written show.
Yeah,
It's amazing. Like
and
it's
like
just
Skylar's coming back around, and that she's like, hey, I could be like the money launderer when they get like the what is it not the laser tag, but
oh yeah,
the
the car wash,
the car wash. Yeah,
Ogden or whatever that guy's name is. They like
yeah. It's got the guy with the eyebrows that won't
yeah,
quit.
yeah. That's funny. Oh man, now I'm so excited for you. So jealous that you have 2 more seasons of Breaking Bad that you haven't seen.
I'm gonna be in such a rut when I finish it. Like,
Yeah.
then we'll just flip over to Better Call Saul, I guess.
Yeah. Better Call Saul is very good too. I definitely recommend that.
Where does Breaking Bad rank for you? Did you say The Wire is your favorite TV show?
Breaking Bad, The Wire, um, Breaking Bad, The Wire. I put like The Sopranos, Game of Thrones right up there too.
It was funny because I did an episode with my friends last week,
Yeah.
and we were talking about our favorite TV shows, and he was like, "Oh, have you seen Breaking Bad?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm watching it right now. It's like really good." And he goes, "Yeah, that and The Wire are like super good." And then like the end of the conversation, he's like, "Oh, have you seen The Sopranos? That's really good." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Like, this is the same ones."
I mean, it's a lot of people. A lot of people have that similar top 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of get into that because for a while I was just doing like the funny TV shows,
Yeah.
but now I'm like, all right, let's branch out a little bit and see what we can do.
Yeah. No, I think after you do Breaking Bad, it just makes sense. You're in the Breaking Bad world. Just go right into Better Call Saul, and then, yeah, then The Wire, The Sopranos. That's definitely what you got to do next.
What are you following anything right now?
No, I finished Justified like a few weeks ago, and
What was that about?
what's up?
What was that about?
Just about like a U.S. Marshal in like Kentucky and like all like the like different like crime in Kentucky and stuff, and it was pretty interesting. It was good. It's just like a pretty well written show, um, entertaining. Like Timothy Oliphant was the guy who played the main character, but I don't. I mean, it's tough now because football's starting. Like I've been just too distracted. Like and like there's like sports and stuff. Like you have like NBA playoffs, you got NHL playoffs, MLB, and like football starting. So like it's tough for me to get into a show right now with like all these sports coming back and stuff. But
Who do you follow for hockey?
what?
Who do you follow for hockey?
I'm a Devils fan, but I mean I'm not that into hockey. I mean I'll watch like the playoffs and stuff. Like I can't get into it really in the regular season.
Yeah, I can never tell who's who.
Or yeah, I can never really tell. Like I can't. It's hard for me to follow the puck on TV. Like that's one of the issues I have with it.
Yeah. We've been watching the U.S. Open.
Oh yeah, I mean I do enjoy tennis, but like I don't. I mean like I'll watch like a little bit here and there, but like I don't have that much of an interest in it. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, Brian is probably one of the biggest New York Giants fans
Oh yeah.
around. He is a fanatic and a guru with the New York Giants.
Are we gonna do one of the score?
Yeah, let's get into that. Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna
I close my eyes so like I'm not like cheating and looking it up.
okay, yeah, let me all right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write down 3 random on right, no, I have a piece of paper right here.
Okay.
This is what we're gonna do. These scores, these weeks, these days mean nothing to me. What are the years that you know all of the Giants scores from?
Since 2007.
All right, so 2007 to 2019 because this year's a COVID year. Okay.
So you just come up with random weeks and years.
All right, I'm gonna
close my eyes. So.
Okay. If you were listening to this on the podcast, I will tell you, but if you can see it on YouTube, maybe you can see my handwriting. What this says, what I wrote down on here. For Brian, I have 2008, week 2.
Okay, got it.
2012. Okay, now I'm just gonna say the 3 real quick.
All
and
right.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share the screen. So as you say it, it's gonna show up and it'll be like a mind-boggling thing. So right now we have 2008 week 2,
You're gonna say the
2012
score?
week 10, and 2015 week 7. Brian, I'll say these to you. I'm just gonna pull up the scores right now.
Okay.
And then I'll have to share the screen. So let me.
Okay, I already know it right now. All of them.
Jeez. Okay, so I'm sharing. I'm gonna get this away. Okay. What should I type in? New York Giants, like.
Well, I usually do. I mean, you just
scores?
go. Yeah, you just go Giants 2008 season, and then, like, the Wikipedia page usually gives.
Okay, so my
I don't memorize these. That's I watch and I remember, but like when people quiz me, I tell them that's how they can.
Okay, so the screen is shared. Brian obviously has his eyes closed, as you can see.
Oh, great! My dad's coming downstairs right now. Hold on. Yes, Dad.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Mike. I'm doing. I'm busy.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm busy. You can't.
What are you doing?
We're doing a podcast.
We're doing a podcast.
A podcast?
Yeah.
About football or something else?
Nothing.
What?
I'm not editing this out.
I'm gonna embarrass you,
Oh
son.
my
What are you doing a
God.
podcast?
All right, Dad,
about?
just stop, please.
A draft? This kid is
isn't
like,
a
I don't like
draft.
fantasy football. I won't do it. He
That-
won't have a father at all.
You don't
And
understand.
he's like involved in 20 drafts.
What? You don't even know what
Annoying.
you're talking about.
Yeah, every time we talk about fantasy, Brian's like, "Oh, I'm not doing it because it ruins it for the fun." And he does
Yeah.
it.
I
It's
did a hiatus.
annoying as hell.
All right, Dad.
We hear you upstairs.
All right, I'm sorry.
What the hell you're up to?
All right, are you going upstairs?
Yes.
All right.
Annoying.
All right.
Oh,
Brian, close your eyes, man. Okay, so Brian, tell us what happened week 2 of the 2008 season with the New York Giants.
okay, so they beat the Rams 41-13 at the Edwards Jones Dome. It was a 1 o'clock game on Fox. I believe Kenny Albert and Daryl Johnston were the commentators. Plexico Burress had a touchdown. Justin Tuck had like a pick 6. Ahmad Bradshaw had a touchdown. Torrey Holt had a touchdown for the Rams when he like ripped the ball out of Kenny Phillips' hands. The game wasn't actually a blowout. Like, it was pretty close. Like, I think it was like 20-13 in the fourth quarter, but then the Giants pulled away late.
Jeez. Yeah, you were spot on. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's check number 1. Okay, number 2, Brian. Week 10 of 2012.
Week 10 of 2012. That was like right around Hurricane Sandy. Okay. Oh, I remember. Okay. That was the Bengals game. That was an ugly game. 31-13 loss. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings that week. AJ Green like torched the Giants like on like one of the first plays. Like just I think it was like a long touchdown he scored like on like one of the first plays from scrimmage.
Week 12.
They were down like 30. They scored like a garbage time touchdown late, so it was like 31-6. Like, that game was just like so bad. It was just a blowout. Like, it was an awful game.
Jeez. Well, you're spot on because you know you're spot on, and this is incredible. The last one is 2015 week 7.
Oh, I was at that game. Okay. That was the Cowboys game, 27-20 win, 4 o'clock game. Um, so in that game, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie had a pick six for the Giants. Dwayne Harris had a kick return touchdown. Cowboys had a long touchdown. Was it like Bryce Butler was the guy who scored? Or it was like some guy, maybe not Bryce Butler. I don't remember. It was like a 50-something yard touchdown, like in the corner of the end zone. Matt Castle was the starter for the Cowboys because Romo got hurt back in week 2 that year. Trying to think what else about that game. But yeah, 27-20 Giants win. I believe Cole Beasley muffed up. Oh no, maybe a different game where Cole Beasley, or maybe in the same game where Cole Beasley muffed a punt late and the Giants recovered, and that was the end of that game. That could have happened in that game, or that may have been in 2016.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. You nailed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's the funny thing is that for anyone who doesn't know, like Brian, this is like his little party trick, and anyone who knows that he can do it, like they ask him all the time, like Brian, do the Giants thing? Oh, week 16.
I get these
And
random calls all the time.
it's funny because I've been around conversations when you've answered probably 10, 15 of these questions,
Yeah.
and I've probably heard you rattle off 60 different scores over the years, and you've never had to think twice. It was just like I remember that day like it was nothing. I was doing this and this happened and that happened, and I was like, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, no, the Giants games, they come like that. Like I instantly hear week in year, I see an image of where I was, and I just remember just all these details about that. Like the Giants, it worked really well. I can do it with other teams, but not 100%. Like I won't get the score, but like week ones I'm good with. Because like the things that are memorable, like week 1 is easy to remember. Week 17 is easy to remember. The weeks in the middle sometimes get a little – I'm talking with other teams – get a little bit fuzzy. It's the same thing with the Giants. Like I think the years. So like it's funny. Every time people ask me this, it's like they always give me like 07, 08, 09, 2010, and they think those are going to be like the hardest years for me to remember because they were so far back. But those are like the easiest ones because it's like the beginning of like my recall, I guess. Like those years are easy and the recent years are easy. I'm sure like maybe if I can still do this 10 years from now, like the middle years are going to be tougher for me to remember.
Do you weren't you really big into NASCAR before football?
Yeah. I was big into NASCAR from like 04 to 06.
Were you a Ken Harvick fan?
No, I big fan of Brian Vickers because he had the same name as me, and then Casey Kane because he was number 9. Number 9 is my favorite number.
Didn't Ken Harvick have like the Reese's or the M&Ms?
Ken Harvick, I think he had a Reese's car at some point, number 29.
It's the only reason why I knew it. When did football come into play? Like how? Why?
My dad got me into it more. Like I guess like I went to Giants games when I was younger, and I guess I don't really know how I started becoming obsessed with football. Like how that really happened because it was NASCAR for a while, and then I guess I just in 07 I just started watching every game and just maybe I started playing football more with my friends. I think that was part of it too. I was playing football more because I was never really that athletic. And then I guess like my uncle taught me how to catch a football at like some tailgate. And like once I learned how to catch and throw, then I realized I was actually pretty good at throwing a football. Like, I mean, like I've played quarterback for like fraternity flag football teams and other intramural sports. Like I realized like I'm actually good at football, like just throwing and catching. So like I guess once I realized I was good at that, like I got more interested in watching, and then became like obsessed.
Would you ever want to be like a commentator?
I've thought about it. Yeah, no, I think that would be pretty cool, pretty fun to do that for sure. It's hard to do.
Like, for example, like what involvement in football ideally would you like to have for the rest of your life?
I would like to probably I mean, I think it'd be cool to like do some like stats like work, I guess. I don't know, just like be like kind of like the football stats guy. I mean, obviously I would love to have like Scott Hansen's job, be like NFL Red Zone host. Like I think that would be so sick. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see something with football down the road potentially.
Yeah. So what do you I don't know if I can make you choose. It's probably different, like poker or football. Like, what makes you more excited? I don't know if that's a fair question.
It's tough. I mean, like, I guess right now, I guess football probably because I mean, poker's still kind of like my job right now, so it's like it doesn't have the same allure that it had like a couple years ago. But like, I still love poker, obviously. But um, yeah, I mean, if I had to give one up, I would give up football though, just because poker is how I make my living, I guess. But I
Yeah,
mean, if you, and yeah, I mean, and if you asked me that 2 years ago, it may have been a different answer.
the NFL is starting up in like a week or so.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. I always get so excited this time of year. I love it. Six
Like, what
days,
what
first
are
football
what are they,
season, and there's a game Thursday this
this
week.
Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday, Chiefs Texans.
All right, this is going on the whiteboard. What's it
Yeah,
like, a night game? Obviously, like a 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock.
I think it's like 8:20 probably.
All right, I'm gonna watch that. I hope the Eagles are playing soon.
The Eagles are playing Sunday at 1 against Washington.
Eagles against Washington. It was the worst, man. I will never regret this. This is like, I don't regret a lot of things because I feel like you always, learn and you go
Yeah.
forward. But like, man, the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl,
Oh,
2018,
yeah.
I was living in Florida, and you gave me your NFL,
Game Pass so you could watch the games on Monday.
and I never watched
Oh,
because I was super busy. I was running a
yeah,
bunch of races,
yeah,
and no one else in my neighborhood cared about it, so I had no one to talk about it with.
yeah,
I literally watched all the playoff games, and that was it. And I missed the rest of the season, and
yeah,
it's one of my biggest regrets.
yeah,
I feel like I missed the biggest Eagles run of the past, 30,
yeah,
40 some
yeah.
years.
Anyone's lifetime, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's rough, yeah. So it's always like that feeling when your team goes like on a deep ride. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like it's just that common feeling among everyone that like we're all in this together.
Yeah, yeah,
And like that, it's that community. Like, football for me doesn't really mean anything, but
right.
football, for like, I don't care about the sport and the stats, but like I will never miss watching a game with like my dad, because that's our thing together.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
ties us together, and we're like,
Oh,
oh, the Eagles are playing. You put 94-1 on. Merrill Reese is
no,
yelling and screaming, and
I
Mike
know.
Quick. It's great.
Yeah, no, I know. It's awesome. I love it. I mean, I wish the Giants were better. Like it sucks. Like the last like 8 years have just been like torture.
Didn't you see what, 2 Super Bowl wins or 3?
Yeah, I mean, I was spoiled so early on in the beginning. I was so spoiled. Like now, I mean, I feel like I've been being punished for being spoiled so much. So like, but it makes it's okay because like these times suck, but like it'll make me appreciate the next big deep run that they make even more when that happens. So like
Yeah,
I don't mind like going through this. Like I feel like it's okay. It's been a while. It's been a long time. It sucks.
dude, I remember cheering for the Patriots when the Giants were in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and they beat the Patriots like, what, twice?
Yep.
And I mean, like, I'm not a Pats fan, obviously none of us are, but I just remember like so many of my close friends were huge Giants fans.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, Michael, you can't really root for the Patriots, but you cannot root for the Giants, and you wouldn't root for the Eagles. It's just
Oh,
what we do. And we,
yeah.
of course, will not root for the Cowboys.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, like, yeah, when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, like, I mean, I have a lot of close friends who are Eagles fans, and I was like, yeah, I guess I want them to win for my friends, but like at the same time, I was like, I really don't want them to win just because I hate the Eagles so much. And like, I don't hate the Pats. Like the Giants beat the Pats in the Super Bowl. Another thing is like, I wanted the Giants to be the only team to beat the Brady and Belichick Pats in the Super Bowl. And they were until the Eagles did. So like, that was just annoying. And like the Eagles getting their first Super Bowl, it was just like, I really just did not want that to happen. I was definitely rooting for the Pats in that Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was a good game. I had a bunch of like Philly friends who lived in Florida. We had a big party.
Nice.
It was nice, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm like, nah, whatever.
No, it's like I mean, I'm not as like the losses right now don't bother me that much because like the Giants, my expectations for the Giants have just been so low for so long that like losses don't bother me much. But I mean, like they used to bother me. Like they used to linger for over a day. Like now, like sometimes like the Giants will lose at 1 o'clock. I'm over it by like 6 o'clock. Like whatever. Like, but like no, before like the losses would really bother me. And like, but the wins would also like last longer. Like I'd have like I'd still be on a high from a win for like over a day or two. And now
Jeez.
like, sometimes I'll be on a high for like if it's early in the season, like I'll still have that high. But like yeah, I mean I'm glad like my lows aren't that bad anymore. Like I don't get as upset as I used to. But I feel like if the Giants start getting good again, like the losses will be more painful and I will get more upset again. But
Do you like the newer stadium?
what?
Do you like their newer stadium?
The newer I mean it's been around for 10 years. Not really. I like the old Giant Stadium more.
The Meadowlands?
What?
The Meadowlands?
Yeah, no, I mean they got a new stadium like 2010. It's not really that nice.
I mean, I've been to the Meadowlands probably twice.
Yeah.
Just old, but it's been big. I mean,
Yeah, it's not a great stadium. Like they could have done so much better. Like we look at all these new stadiums today and like they're so cool and like MetLife is just looks like a corporate, like the seats are gray and like it's just I don't know. Not a huge fan.
dude, a lot of the baseball stadiums are really cool.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to go to all 30. I've gone to 15 now.
Jeez, I think I've been to 11.
Okay.
And my parents are at around there too, 15-ish, 17. And like that's like their thing and that's your thing too. I thought it was like
No,
pretty
it's a good
cool.
goal. I mean, I just excuse to like travel and stuff. Like I definitely want to get all 30 within the next maybe I can do it in the next 5-10 years.
Did you go to Miami, the new one,
Yes.
with the fish tanks and everything? Yeah, that was cool.
That's cool. I like that. That was one of my favorite ones.
I think one of the train, man.
I can't
Can you hear that?
no.
Okay. I think one of the coolest ones is what is it? Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I've been there.
Dude, with all like the bridges.
In the back, yep.
It's gorgeous.
No, I love that. Yeah, that one I like that one a lot. Yeah, no, there's a lot of cool ones, definitely. San Francisco is probably my favorite one though.
What is that? Like Safeco or something or
No, that's AT&T.
AT&T? I don't even know the names.
That
Yeah,
one's
my
like
older
you have,
brother was like pretty close to the San Francisco one.
yeah. No, it's definitely really cool. You got like the water, like the
McCovey
bay.
Cove in right field.
What?
McCovey Cove out in right
Yeah.
field.
Yeah, and like where the balls just land and like the boats are out there and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely really cool.
We went to remember I told you back in December, we went to that Saturday night 49ers game.
Yeah.
Robbie Gould kicked the
Against the Rams, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You can
That's
basically see that stadium from my brother's apartment.
wow, that's awesome. Yeah, my sister's actually been to that stadium and I haven't because like I went on a family trip to California in 2015. So like my dad and I on one night we went to the Giants game at AT&T and my mom and sister went and saw Taylor Swift at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara.
What number was that with the Red Tour?
What's that?
What number was that for her for the Red Tour or whatever?
Oh, I don't know, but I think that was the same summer, right, where she went to Philly. I think you may have been there the same night, right? I think
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. She went to like at least I think she went to like 3 or 4 different like 3 to 4 different concerts during the Red Tour.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Do you go to concerts?
Not that many, no. I've been to a handful. But I would like to go to Taylor Swift with her. I think it'd be fun experience.
Dude, that's why I went because I was like, I had free tickets and I was like, Taylor Swift's gonna be like Madonna or the Rolling Stones or the Beatles. Like she remembered for years. I'm like, hell yeah, I went to her concert.
Yeah, I think I mean, yeah, I think I'll try to go next time with my sister. She'll be
dude, let me know.
Yeah, I will.
We'll go to Taylor Swift.
That'd be funny.
Who else do you like? You talk about the Goo Goo Dolls, right?
Yeah, I like the Goo Goo Dolls. I like Dave Matthews Band.
Soft rock.
Yeah, I guess like soft rock. Yeah, I like a lot of like the 90s, 2000s, like early 2000s type stuff.
I feel like the Goo Goo Dolls is something that you hear at like when you go through Kohl's.
When you go through what?
Kohl's.
Kohl's.
the store Kohl's.
Oh,
They play that song, Slow
yeah,
It Down,
yeah, I'm
or
sure.
Iris. I'm like, oh, the
Iris,
jeans fit. We have Kohl's cash.
yeah.
Da.
That's so funny. No, I think actually, so it's funny. So the lead singer is John Resnick, and he lives in Westfield, New Jersey. Actually, like a mile from like my house, basically. So he was like at the beginning of COVID, he was doing like porch concerts and stuff. And
Nice.
like my dad and I thought, like, we realized like my mom and sister's birthday was coming up. We thought it'd be like a cool idea to like get him to do like a song for them for their birthday. So we basically like stalked him a little bit. Like we left him a note and like never like responded to the note. So then we showed up at his house like on a long shot to like maybe see if he was gonna be outside. Like, and then we saw him pull into the driveway, and then like my dad like spoke to him, and then basically got him to like perform a song. Like he did like Slide for like, did like a 3-minute video, like it was like dedicated to Amy and Janet, whatever, and like did a whole song for them for their birthday. So that was pretty cool.
Is this on like YouTube or something, or
I,
it's on like YouTube, or you
no,
get on your phone?
he didn't want us to like share it. I mean, like my sister and mom like shared it with a few friends and stuff, but like he didn't want it to be like public.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really
He's a cool
cool.
guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
What kind of cars he drive?
I don't remember.
That's
I don't
pretty
think
awesome.
stuff. Yeah.
There was oh my god, I'm gonna have to ask him. Oh, do you remember that band Rise Against?
Yeah, I think so.
So my past roommate in Florida, Dan,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was him or like his best friend, lived 2 houses down from like, I don't know, like the lead singer of Rise Against
Oh yeah.
for like a couple months or whatever it was. He's like, oh yeah, just to hang out with him. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, that's so cool.
So cool.
Oh man, yeah, dude, we still got a ton more to talk about, but I'm falling asleep.
I gotta really pee. I've been holding a pee for like the last 15-20 minutes. Like it's
Great. But yeah, that's a wrap on the first episode with Brian on Ice Cream Hour. Brian, thank you so much. This was
for having me. This was a lot of fun.
great catching up. I'll send you the file. I'm probably not going to edit any of this. I think it was relatively clean. It was very interesting too.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks for listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube. And Brian, you want me to put like your social media down there or whatever if you care about it?
Yeah, sure. You can follow me at BD_out on Twitter.
I still need to do that. I need to make a Twitter first.
Yeah, my Twitter, and then I haven't made my Twitch channel yet, but I think that's something I'm looking to do.
The hell's Twitch?
Twitch, that's what you do streams and stuff for poker.
I
think I actually did create one, but I haven't really set it up. But I think if it's going to also be BD out for Twitch.
BD out.
Where I'll be streaming live poker tournaments that I play online.
Dude, absolutely. All right, I'll talk to you soon, Brian.
Yeah, let me know about Breaking Bad if you watch that episode tonight.
Yeah, I'll text you. I'm about to go outside right now. We'll see.
Sounds
All right,
good.
brother.
Have a good one.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thank you.